Sometimes before we even get going with our day,
Yeah.
it's good to just take a second
Yeah.
to pause and to just be.
Absolutely.
And so today we're going to be taking a bit of a different approach with our deep dive.
Okay.
Something a little more, I guess you could say, introspective,
All right.
maybe even like a morning devotion.
A moment of quiet reflection before we get into the hustle and bustle.
Exactly. And the source we're looking at today is perfect for this.
Oh, cool.
It's called The Potter's Hand.
Hmm.
And it's based on Jeremiah 18:6.
The potter and the clay, right?
Yes, you got it.
Classic.
A classic. And it's been something that's resonated with people, I feel like, for centuries.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Across cultures and everything.
Why do you think that is?
I think it speaks to something deeper. We all kind of have this understanding that we're not these like static beings.
Right.
We can change. We're malleable.
Like clay.
Exactly. We're like clay, capable of being shaped and molded. And I think it hints at like a guiding hand, a force that has a vision for what we can become.
So for those who may not know, the verse says, like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand.
That's beautiful.
So it's not just about being shaped right. It's about trusting the one who's doing the shaping.
Oh, absolutely.
And this devotional really dives into that whole concept of surrender.
Okay.
Even when it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because we might not understand in that moment what God is doing.
Right.
But trusting that there is that bigger picture.
It's kind of like we're caught up in the immediacy of like the spinning of the potter's wheel, the pressure of the hands, and we forget that the potter sees the finished vessel,
That's a great analogy.
in a way that we can't.
Yeah, that's good. But that's definitely easier said than done.
Oh, for sure.
Because life can throw some pretty tough things our way.
Absolutely.
How do we reconcile that trust with, the pain that we experience?
I think that's where faith comes in. And it's not about ignoring the pain or pretending it doesn't exist.
Right.
But choosing to believe that even in the midst of those trials, there's a purpose.
Okay.
Think about kintsugi.
Kintsugi.
Yeah. The Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold.
Oh, yeah.
So the cracks become part of the beauty part of the story. And, our scars, our struggles, those can become part of what makes us unique and beautiful too.
It's almost like those struggles give us more depth, more dimension.
Exactly.
Just like that kintsugi pottery.
And that's why, the devotional emphasizes embracing the shaping process.
Okay.
Even or perhaps especially when it's difficult.
Yeah. And it ends with a beautiful prayer. Lord, mold me according to your will. Help me to trust the work of your hands. Amen. So simple, but so powerful.
It is, it's a heartfelt plea for guidance and surrender.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we get so caught up, trying to be the potter of our own lives.
Yeah.
Dictating every detail that we forget to just yield, to a higher power.
To something bigger than us.
Exactly. And this prayer is a reminder to let go, to trust, and to allow ourselves to be shaped into something, beyond what we can imagine.
That we could ever imagine on our own.
Exactly.
So as we move throughout our day, how can we keep this idea of the potter's hand in mind?
I think it starts with awareness.
Yeah.
What shape are you in right now? Like what feels rough, unfinished, maybe even broken?
Right.
But instead of resisting those areas, what if we viewed them as opportunities?
Okay.
For growth, for transformation, as if the potter is working on something beautiful even if we can't see it yet.
That is a powerful image to carry with us today.
Absolutely.
Remembering that even in the midst of our imperfections, we are being shaped for something greater.
You got it.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. I hope that this has been a meaningful start to your day.
Likewise, it's been a pleasure.